Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome on board. This is your captain speaking, and we're so excited to bring you PALS Above and Beyond 10 Years Virtual Celebration, PALS' first ever virtual gala. Our flight time this evening will be approximately 1 hour, and our mission tonight is to celebrate the momentous achievement of a 10th anniversary and to raise critical funds to help families on their path to wellness. Before we depart, I ask you to please direct your attention to your monitors as we'll review some in-flight instructions.
Welcome aboard and thank you for flying with us. In order to provide a great experience for everyone this evening, please listen closely to the following instructions. You'll see everyone's microphone is currently muted. However, we highly encourage you to communicate by using the chat throughout the evening. We also recommend that you leave your cameras on. If you're not familiar with Zoom, we recommend watching tonight's event in speaker view. You can also easily navigate to gallery view, in order to view everyone here today, by clicking on the appropriate button on the top right corner of your computer, or by swiping right on your phone or tablet. If you have any questions or need any technical assistance throughout our time together, please refer to the chat icon on your Zoom toolbar and privately message the crew for support. Thanks again for flying with us. Have a wonderful flight. We will be airborne shortly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. It's the PALS Above and Beyond 10th Anniversary Celebration. So my name is Scott. I am your host and captain this evening. Again, it's a pleasure, a privilege, and honor to have each and every one of you here representing all throughout the United States. So as you hear a little Beatles in the background, this is a birthday celebration. So I want to kick off this gala right. I want to see all of our friends, all the families, all the supporters here tonight, clapping those hands, showing a little excitement. This year obviously looks a little different. So if I want to kick off a little celebration right now, we're going to spotlight some of our friends, some of our supporters right now. We got some dancers out there, and that's how we do it tonight. It is Friday night. It's a celebration, and we want to see all of the friendly faces here to support us tonight. Now, well, while I would love to have seen each and every one of you live and in person in Long Island or Boston or Connecticut, this year, as I mentioned, our gala looks just a little bit different. It's virtual, as you'll see, but your support is even more important than ever. And again, we greatly appreciate each and every one of you here tonight. So I want to start off by welcoming some of our friendly faces from the PALS Event Committee. We'll go right to Long Island. Let's go ahead and clap those hands, make some noise for Doug and Holly Wall right now. Hey, Doug. Hey, Holly.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Doug Wall.
I'm Holly Woll.
And it's great to see everybody here. We're doing our gala virtually because circumstances beyond our control. We couldn't all be together. But we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, and we're going to raise a lot of money for a great organization. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, PALS, 10 years. Don't be shy, donate.
Thank you, Doug, Holly, great seeing you. Now, I know our first ever Boston Gala won't be happening this year, but Boston is definitely in the house and representing, so let's clap those hands, make some noise for Adam Brown right now.
Hi, everybody. Happy birthday, pals. Yep, from Boston. I'm sorry we couldn't get together for the first time in this area, but we have a great community of PALS pilots and supporters serving Northern New England, upstate New York, connecting those parts of the country to Boston, New York, and all points south and west. I've been flying with PALS for 7 years. It's amazing. PALS is 10 years old, but it needs your help. This is a key event to keep those patients served and keep our pilots flying.
Thank you, Adam, for that. Greatly appreciated. Now we're going to head over right to Connecticut and hear from Alan Shyness.
Well, welcome everybody. Happy birthday from Connecticut to PALS, 10 years. I remember the first day sitting around the table trying to think what we'll call ourselves. It's just been a wonderful time. And it wouldn't have happened with all the supporters. If you saw the scroll while you were waiting for this all to start, oh my gosh, all the supporters, thank you so very, very much. I hope that you enjoyed tonight. It will be brief but informative. And to kick off the information giving, I want to introduce you to Joe Howley, one of our co-founders, our president, and quite frankly, the heart and soul of PALS, Joe Howley.
Good evening. I'm Joe Howley, co-founder and president of PALS. And on behalf of our board, staff, pilots, patients and donors, I'd like to welcome you to our 10th anniversary event. It's been quite a ride. 10 years ago, PALS started with 6 pilots flying primarily in the Northeast. And now 10 years later, we have over 600 volunteer pilots flying in nearly every state east of the Mississippi, and not uncommonly even west of that. And why does PALS exist? Imagine yourself finding yourself with an illness, or your family member has an illness, and the best care is 200 or 300 miles away. What are you going to do? How are you going to get there? Who's going to pay for it? For the last 10 years, PALS has been there to provide the answer to those questions. We come to your local airport and fly you to your hospital free of charge every day that you need it, for as long as you need it. And it's all free. Our staff and volunteer pilots make it all happen. I don't think I need to tell you that 2020 has been a challenging year. And for PALS, it's been no exception. And in the age of COVID, donations to our organization are needed more than ever. And I'm so grateful that you're here tonight and believe so much in the organization and its cause that I'll be matching dollar for dollar every donation that's made here tonight. With your continued support, PALS can look forward to another 10 years of hope and healing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Now, 10 years ago, Joe joined forces with a group of volunteers to create PALS, and since then, PALS has been able to make critical missions happen. They're there to support a child battling a life-threatening illness get to a doctor, or connect a wounded veteran with a support program. Through the amazing network of volunteer pilots who use their skills for the greater good, PALS goes above and beyond to lift people up, treating every passenger on every flight with dignity and compassion. One such passenger is 17-year-old Hadley. Hadley's been flying PALS since she was 8 years old, almost the entire lifetime of PALS. Hadley needs to fly frequently due to her brain cancer, and here's what she had to say.
I'm really grateful for them because one day I'm going to be on my own, and they're probably going to be the only people I know and have to fly me to Boston, because this is a lifetime thing. I mean, I can't stop. I have to keep going for the rest of my life. So I'm really grateful for all of them, especially Jim.
Now, Hadley is just one of the many lives that we've been able to impact together as PALS supporters, and that's exactly why we're here tonight. Over the last 10 years, PALS has flown more than 23,000 flights, including 61 for Hadley alone. Now, that would not be possible without your support as donors and sponsors. Before we continue, I want to share another story of the amazing impact of PALS.
It was 3 days before my due date. They did an ultrasound and the doctor was like, there's some things that look a little bit off. We're noticing the long bones in the baby's arms and legs are much shorter than we would expect. And so they were talking about a form of skeletal dysplasia. And there was really little that they knew about it here in Vermont. Yeah. It was fast. He came out and Chad said, we have a baby Azrin. Because we knew that if you were gonna be a boy, your name would be Azrin. They sent the scans out to lots of different hospitals, and the hospital in Delaware is the one that responded and was able to diagnose him.
When we first started going down, it's about a 7.5-hour trip if we didn't have kids. Just a straight shot, no stops. But going down with Azrin was about a 12-hour at least.
And after surgery, vomiting and just tears on the way home, and with his back being tender, the drive is not a fun drive with a little one.
Yeah, it's really hard, and in fact, we can't really drive with him that long because of his condition. He just can't be seated that long.
Yeah.
Home, Daddy.
I'm going to pick you up in just a minute. We're going to do some activities, okay, honey?
After his operation, he's in a full body cast. You know that 8-hour car ride is just way too much to put that child through. And that's where PALS comes in.
There you go, big man. So PALS is an incredible program. They fly us to medical care for Azrin. They're the ones that make sure that it's not a 12-hour drive, that it's a 2-hour hop in a quick plane with an amazing pilot that cares. Always know that we can get there and we can get home without a problem.
Everything is volunteer, from fuel, the use of the plane, insurance, ramp fees, whatever comes around, PALS supplies the transportation.
They line up all of this travel free of charge. We call them up and they say, great, we'll help you out.
That does not happen with commercial flights.
Yeah, it doesn't happen with anything.
Yeah.
So.
You know, when we go, we're thinking about all the questions to ask the doctors. We're feeling anxious if there's any kind of procedure, and to have something fun on each end of the trip that we look forward to, and that Azrin could look forward to, and that is sort of bookends the trip, that makes it amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I would say PALS is the only easy piece.
All of these people, they care about us and they care about our family. And they treat Azrin like he's the most important kid they've ever met. And makes him feel super special.
It feels like family in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's sing somewhere over the rainbow.
This is why I fly. I never knew why I flew before. This is why I fly. It's actually helping a family, you know, and PALS lets me do that. It's all about giving back.
You know, the bottom line is PALS makes critical care accessible to us. You know, it makes that critical care accessible to Azrin. Thankfully, you know, the one constant is that we can call PALS and they'll get us there. They're amazing. They really are amazing.
What an amazing story. Your support helps Azrin and so many families like his. Tonight, we need your help, so please take out your wallets and help to donate. As you can see on the screen in front of you, there are 3 easy ways to contribute this evening. Go ahead and grab your phone and text PALS Beyond 10 to 76278, and you'll be directed right to our giving page. If you'd prefer, you can also click on the link we just provided in the chat to make a contribution right now. Or you can even pick up your phone and call 631-694-PALS. That's 631-694-7257 to give your support this evening. Your help is essential tonight, so please donate so PALS can continue making critical missions happen. It gives me great pleasure to now welcome and introduce Brian Lazowski. He's a PALS pilot and board member, and it's an honor to have him here. Brian, welcome, and thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks so much. Thank you all for being here tonight. You know, I'm sitting here in this office and I'm watching this participant list grow and grow. And I just can't believe how many of us have showed up tonight here. And you know what's amazing about Zoom? We might not be in Connecticut, we might not be in Long Island, and we certainly might not be in Boston. But everybody here tonight is from somewhere. I'm in Florida. I heard Utah. I heard New Jersey. I heard Boston. I mean, we're all spread out, and we're here tonight for one cause, for PALS. You know, and those of you who don't know me, I'm a volunteer pilot. I'm probably one of the first handful of pilots that started flying for PALS when they were founded. And I joined the board shortly after in August of 2012. I share the passion and the love for this organization, like most of you here tonight. And, you know, like Scott was saying before, you know, we're here to do one thing here tonight. You know, we're here to raise money. It's been a difficult year for everybody. I know COVID is, you know, challenging. And everybody's going through something, but I know you're all here, and I know you all want to give something. And you know, they said, you know, oh Brian, you know, just got to talk about, you know, expressing, you know, all these stories, and I've flown so many missions, and each mission has touched me and changed me, and you know, whatever I have done for PALS, I really believe that PALS has given me back tenfold. I'm a type of guy who, if I didn't help somebody today, I really didn't do a great job. And if I can help someone, just one person a day, then I have a great day. And that's what it means. That's what PALS does for me. We're here just to raise money, and they put up on the flight screen here, whether you're donating 20 flights, 15 flights, 10 flights, 8 flights, 4 flights, or just one flight, that one flight is going to make that difference tonight. I have so many people that have donated throughout the course of the day today. It's really, we put out this raise here tonight that, every dollar, by the way, I don't want to tell Joe Howley this, but he's matching this. So every dollar we raise right now, Joe Howley is going to match dollar for dollar. And so, whatever you can do tonight is going to make it for the next 10 years. We're celebrating the birthday, the anniversary, 10 years tonight, and we want this to last another 10 years and another 10 years after that. So I thank you all for being here. It's really an honor. It's a pleasure to be with all of you. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy lives to be here on this Zoom. And I can't see all of you because my machine won't let me, but I've seen a lot of you, and I miss all of I miss you all dearly in person. And I just want to take a minute to just try to thank a few people, just because these donations are coming in now. Chris McDonough, thank you. A $5,000 donation just came in. That's unbelievable. That's 15 flights. Let me just take a look here. Matt Collins, Connect a Flight, $700. Thank you. Alan Shinus, thank you, $350. James Collins, one flight, $350. This adds up. Tim Daggett, thank you. We have an Olympian in the house here on Singer Island who donated a flight. Thank you, Tim. Jimmy McMahon, 2 flights. Michael, I'm going to butcher this name, Caparoli, for 4 flights, $1,400. This is really unbelievable. Last minute here, I just seen that Jim Platts, 28 flights, $10,000. Thank you, Jim. That's really, we can't do it without you people. And that's an amazing thing. I mean, for us to be here tonight. I mean, I can't believe how many names I just named off to you people that we're here donating. It's amazing. I think what I'll do is I'm going to roll this. I want to go to one more video and take a look at this one more video. So let me see if Scott will jump on real quick here and then connect this with that one more video.
Absolutely. And it's really, honestly, Brian, it's amazing to hear the stories. I know Matt Pinchik wrote in the chat a little while ago about his son. And Matt, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for your support and all of our friends and family of PALS here. Thank you so much. We're going to take a moment to pause for a second. I just want to show how much the impact every dollar makes. So go ahead and take a listen right now to some amazing stories.
What an awesome program. They just took me under their wings and treated me like Esther in the Bible. I never imagined that someone would think enough of me to fly to Jacksonville, pick me up, and they just catered to me, and they were so kind to me. And I said, oh, God sent me angels with wings to fly me to New York.
I'm in awe of the work they do outside of the veteran space. Within the veteran space, these trips that they're doing, the PALS for Patriots program and bringing folks out to ball games. What really made that trip impactful for me was being out and just engaging in fellowship with these other veterans that had been through the same things I was. Everybody there was struggling with heavy stuff. And for a weekend, we were able to put all that on the back burner, which was very difficult. They forced my hand. I went on the trip, and then it ended up changing the course of my recovery.
Sorry, guys. Welcome back. Thank you. That was another amazing story we just heard. Both David Kraus and Sharon Kuhn, I've had the pleasure of meeting them both. I've flown both of those people, whether it was my plane or with Joe, who I've been flying with, for over 10 years. I just want to thank a few people. Mike Mason, thank you for the flight that you just donated. These flights, it's amazing. As I'm sitting here, I'm talking, I'm getting all this information on who's donating as we're sitting here. Kyle Hipchin, $700, 2 flights. Thank you. Justin and Seneca Wall, thank you for your donation. Michael Pinchik, thank you, $5,000. Thank you, Michael. We can't do it without you people tonight. We can't do what we do. Pilots would be pilots and patients would be stuck where they are. And if it wasn't for Fat Pals bringing us together, this would never happen. People would never be able to do, to get to where they need to get to in times like this, especially. So I just want to thank you all again for being here. I want to thank Somerset Air Service, Bellow Architecture, Absolute Control HVAC, Custom Vacuum Systems, New Island Plumbing and Heating, Nick and Tracy Utton, the Barry Family Fund, East Hampton Community Alliance, Shoreline Aviation, Leviton. I mean, those are just some of our neighboring sponsors. The Nierenberg Family Fund, Home Solution Builders, Terry Siman, Terry and Maureen Flood. Thank you, Terry. I'm a loss of words for how grateful I am for all your donations this evening. It means so much. We love to fly and we love to help, and that's what PALS does the best. I think when people used to ask me, well, what is PALS great at? And I said that, we don't just get you from the airport to the hospital. If you can't afford to get from your home to the airport, from the airport to the hospital, then we didn't do our job. And PALS makes sure that we get you door to door. And that's where I think we're different, we're special. The love of the organization, as I'm sitting here, the participant list is going up. And I'm so proud to be part of such an amazing organization that has done so much for so many. Let me take a look here real quick. Excuse me. I'm going to try to find Joe and Chris and bring them in here just to check on what's going on inside. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go get them.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. I'm Christine Howley. I'm so grateful to be here today. Thank you, everybody, for coming. All our people in Connecticut and Westchester County, I miss standing up there in front of the room, in front of you all right now, but I'm in such gratitude right now for the people in the other room here, all our new PALS friends here in Florida, in Singer Island, Florida. We have a terrific group of people here. PALS is new to them all, and I'll be forever grateful for them just joining us this evening. You know what? I'm grateful for the pilots of this organization. They do such an amazing job, and the staff on Long Island. Without the incredible staff that we have, this would not take place. They connect the patients with the pilots. They do all the background work. The staff is hardworking, they know what they're doing, and they get these flights in the air. So thank you to them also. The true heroes here are really the patients themselves, the caregivers, and the military, the wounded military that PALS takes care of. These are the heroes that we're talking about. And there's a book, this book right here, that Joni Bronander bought my husband as a gift about 10 years ago, just when PALS started, and she had PALS engraved on the front. And this book sits in the back of Joe's airplane. And people who fly in his airplane with PALS open this book up and they write their stories. This book is filled with gratitude for what PALS does. I'm gonna cry. There are hundreds and hundreds of pages of people thanking this organization. I'm just gonna read a couple. Dear Joe and Brian, it is a great pleasure meeting you. Thank you for all of your support and hospitality. You truly made a huge impact in our lives. We will never forget what you do for the military community, especially our wounded warriors. Without you, this unforgettable weekend would not have been possible. Again, thank you. Semper Fi, Sergeant Jesse Azari, U.S. Marine Corps. Joe and Brian, sometimes I wonder where the angels are on earth. Then I have the chance to encounter them. My husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in April, and our world was turned upside down and sideways. Since then, we've had our days filled with hope because of Cancer Treatment Centers of America. I wanted my husband to get the best treatment, but it was so far away, and wondering how we could get there was an obstacle. When we found out about the PALS program, it was an answer to our prayers. I can't say enough wonderful things about this program, and to meet the person who started PALS today was an honor for us. Thank you for being an angel, Tony and Heidi Gigliotti. That's just this much. There are hundreds and hundreds of notes in this book. That's just one pilot. Well, and Brian too, 2 pilots, but that's what PALS is about. So thank you so much. Thank you for letting me share here. I just hope you're all having a good time. I miss you all. Please give, and we got to keep these guys flying. These men and women who fly these patients, they're golden. Thank you so much. Have a good night. I gotta go.
Wow, thank you, Christine. Thanks, Chris, for doing this. You know, I just, where am I now? I'm lost. Just as we were gone, by the way, in the last 10 minutes, we've raised over $20,000, folks. And that means another 20,000 from Uncle Joey. So we're up to 40,000. Elizabeth Matthews, thank you for a $1,000 donation. Terry, the Floods, thank you for your $1,000 donation. John Rochelle, thank you for your $350 donation. It's just amazing. Holly Dornfield, $200, thank you. It's just so much going on, and we can't do it without you people tonight. So thank you. You know, we set up over 2,000 free flights a year here. You know, that's what we're doing. I mean, and you know, we started with 6 pilots flying in 6 states. And now we're 650 volunteer pilots flying in 38 states. I mean, that's incredible. And that's just, I think, a testament to the organization and how well we've done and how far we've come. There's some more donors I have to thank because we just have so many donors coming in right now. Terry Simone, thank you. Signature Flight Support, thank you. Atlantic Aviation, thank you. Sean Whittier, thank you for your donations. It's just amazing. They just keep coming in. I know I have a few more things I have to go through with you all. Don't forget, if you're having an issue donating, if the text, you know, don't forget, just text PALS Beyond 10 to 76278, or, you know, call us, or there's just the eGive Smart thing right on the side of the chat. It's all 3 ways. It doesn't matter. We can get you anytime. And if you just want to send the check, that's fine too. If you want to be acknowledged, just text me in the chat as well. I'm happy to acknowledge you. And we appreciate, like I said, every dollar that keeps coming. is unbelievable. And we'll be, I mean, this isn't stopped today. It's, this is a week long venture, and we'll be going all week. And so, if you know a friend, maybe text a friend, text somebody hey, there's an organization that I know that could really use your help, and that we believe in. And I think that's what we're all here. I mean, everyone here is a volunteer. Everybody on the board's a volunteer. I've been a volunteer for over 10 years. That's, to me, that's what we do. We want to help people. And the more money we raise, the more people we can help. It's kind of like an easy thing to do. It's easy to give here, just go to the PALS website or any which way you can. I know I have to move us along here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I'm off track here right now, but I just want to make sure that I got myself through here, that, it's amazing the outcry of how many people are giving right now. I can't keep up with all the donors right now. And thank you all. Thank you all for being here. This is really a special moment. Really, right now is the time. We're really, we're doing 100% match here. Whatever comes in. Did I say that? He sounded pissed. Anyway, we're over $20,000 just in the last 10 minutes, which means we've raised over $40,000. So, I want to thank you all for that. I'm just trying to see if I forgot anybody else. I know the Pinchecks are here, Michael and Matthew Pincheck. It's good to see you both. Good to see you, Michael, in Naples. I think we have to roll to another video, if I'm not mistaken here. So I just want to reiterate, thank you so much for being here this evening. Thank you so much for all you've given. Each and every one of you, it's unbelievable. We're up to $26,000 now. That's $52,000 with the match. It's unbelievable. So thank you. Let me just think a second here. So I'm going to roll it over to Scott.
So thank you, Brian. Let's give Brian a great big round of applause. A volunteer, we've been there from the start, almost 10 years. So Brian, thank you for your service and everything you do. I know everyone is super appreciative, so thank you for that. And we are so close to hitting our goal. Like Brian said, we're about $26,000 in. With the match from Joe, it's about $52,000. But we cannot stop there. So please keep on giving. There are so many people that truly count on this organization to really help them survive and get them where they need to go. So without your support, without you, the following stories would never be possible. So go ahead and take a listen right now.
A huge thank you. And just that you are transforming our lives.
I always brag about the pilots, that they are these people who take the time to fly us in times of need. And they're all just wonderful people. I get choked up every time I talk about it.
After all these years, all the different pilots I've met, to know that there's so many people that are this selfless and helpful, it's so amazing, and we just love them so much.
I want to say thank you to your families that share you with all the patients. If I had 10,000 tongues, it would not be enough to say thank you.
These folks were heroes to me when I needed them. And they're transparent, they're genuine, they're altruistic.
Thank you, pals.
Say it loud, say it real loud.
Thank you, pals.
Now, how could you not get emotional when you hear that? It's amazing, all the support and the donations that you give make this all possible. So thank you so much for showing up tonight and all of your support. So right now, we gave a round of applause to Brian, but give yourselves a great big round of applause tonight. Thank you for all that you do. All of our volunteers that are on tonight, all of our sponsors or donors or even patients and families of patients. So thank you all for being here. Now, I just want to give a quick reminder. Now, if you made a donation on the website, it's important to click pay on that pay tab to enter your credit card information so that way you could check out. If for any reason you do not do that, your donation will not be processed. So please make sure if you are having any issues or trying to navigate through checking out, give the PALS office a call. Let us know on the chat, but make sure you fully check out so your credit card is processed to make that donation come to be. And again, thank you all for your support. Now, right now, we have a little bit more. Before we conclude, though, it's my pleasure and my honor to introduce and welcome our Executive Director of PALS. Please give a great big round of applause to Donna Collins right now.
Thank you, Scott. Good evening, and thank you so much for being here tonight. Never would I have imagined we would be celebrating PAL's 10th anniversary like this. Pivoting to a virtual event was a challenge. It was difficult for us to let go of our beloved galas, where year after year we celebrate our passengers, our pilots, and our staff and supporters. I am so touched by all your generosity tonight, a true testament to your commitment to our passengers. And to our intended honorees, Doug and Holly Wall, Adam Brown, and Valentina Lizio. Thank you so much for understanding and still being such incredible supporters to make tonight a success. We cannot wait until we can celebrate in person together with you and your families and give you all of the fanfare you truly deserve. I want to start by thanking our pilots, the backbone of PALS. Whatever financial contributions are made, you step up and match that 4 times over with your time, talent, and use of your aircraft. You go above and beyond to treat every passenger on every flight with dignity and respect. I cannot thank you enough. Now, I want to give a special shout out to our top sponsors, Joe and Chris Howley, the Ruzicka Family Fund, the Manchesky Fund, the Max and Selmer Kupferberg Foundation, Republic Jet Center, the Shyness Family, the Brown Family, S&P Global, Deloitte, ADP Foundation, Rob and Melinda Cordner, S&P Global, Phil and Peg Susi, the William Wishnick Foundation, Jay and Shelley Duncan, the Timothy J. and Linda O'Neill Foundation, Mason Industries, Rhonda and Bob Silver, Heather Mason, Bay Crane, John Pryber and Gail Casal, Doug and Holly Wall, Sean and Natalie Peters, Saul and Gail Kupferberg, Brad and Jenny Modier, Signature Bank, Rhoda Kupferberg Joss and Paul Christopher Joss, Sporties, International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 14 and 14B. Next, I want to thank our fabulous event committee. You can see their names on the screen right now. What you've done here tonight is amazing and so appreciated. I also want to thank our dedicated board of directors and our incredible staff. Finally, I want to say, please keep giving. The website text number will remain open for donations and your support is always needed. Thank you and have a fabulous evening. Take care. Bye.
Donna, thank you. Let's give her a great big round of applause right now. Again, such a privilege, a pleasure, and honor to have each and every one of you there. We still need your support. Although our program is concluding soon, that doesn't mean you cannot continue to give. Like Donna said and many have said in the chat, this is not only all week, it's all year. Keep your support going. It allows each and every one of our pilots to continue doing what they do best to help all the amazing families and patients out there. So we greatly appreciate everything that you do. I know earlier, Brian Gately, you mentioned you possibly want to say something. So Brian, if you do want to say something, just go ahead and message us in the chat. We would love to hear from you. If there are any other patients or sponsors or friends or families of PALS that you want to say something right now, we would love to hear from you and just share some amazing words of your experience or memories that you have of PALS. So if you would like, go ahead, write in the chat and let us know. We would love to bring you in. Otherwise, okay, Brian, I think Brian is ready. So let's go ahead and bring Brian in. Brian, go ahead, unmute yourself, and we'd love to hear from you right now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is fantastic. Can you hear me?
We hear you great.
Okay, so an interesting story. My wife and I, who's right over here with me, we flew to University Park, Pennsylvania, and picked up a veteran lady and her dog, her service dog. And we were taking them to Columbus, Ohio. And we were leaving University Park, and the ATIS was on, Air Terminal Information Service. And the information was Oscar. So I said, I have information Oscar to confirm. Well, the dog's name is also Oscar. So the dog lifted up its ears and says, oh, Oscar. So anyway, it was a good flight over to Ohio, and it was great meeting Terry, the lady. She was, it was the first time she and her dog had gotten together. She had waited 3 years to get that service dog. And I learned the difference between a service dog and an emotional dog. The service dog is the one, she was fine emotionally, but she just couldn't walk very well without a dog to help her. So the dog did that for her. So anyway, that's the story.
So I appreciate that, Brian. It's amazing to hear from pilots and so many of the amazing people that help make this organization great. It sounds like family. It sounds like family of everyone that's here right now, and it's just amazing. So one more time, give yourselves a great big round of applause right now. Now, I think Robert wants to go ahead and say something as well. So we're going to go ahead and bring Robert in. So Robert, thank you so much for being here. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you very much. I started flying originally 10 years ago, back and forth to Philadelphia from Rhode Island. Had some wonderful pilots from John to Alan, Jim Platt. Everybody became family. I was going down 5-6 times a year, every couple of months. It was just, something that we needed to do to keep me alive. Now, 10 years later, I can still say I'm enjoying my girls, my wife. I'm actually lucky now to great care 10 minutes away from my home in Rhode Island, so I don't need the flights anymore. Unfortunately, I miss flying with my pilots. And I also have a visiting nurse that comes out 3 times a month to give it another treatment, and I'm right here in my own home. I love everybody in this organization. That's why I started volunteering a couple of years back to raise awareness and help out any way I can. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that's here tonight, and I love you all. Without you, I wouldn't be here.
Robert, that's amazing. Let's give Robert a great big round of applause. Robert, thank you so much for being here and being brave to share your story with everyone. Thank you. I'm going to bring up, and I'm just going to show you right now. We had a goal of hitting $500,000 tonight, and we're not that far away. We have about 70 or so thousand to go. And although we might not hit it exactly tonight, I want you to try to do everything possible to achieve that goal. So if you gave a flight, if you would do another flight tonight, we still have some time, would greatly appreciate that. If that's 2 or 3 flights you could do, would greatly appreciate that. As you see, every contribution helps, and you are able to make a huge impact in someone's life, just like Robert, just like Matthew that we talked about earlier. All these people are here and able to survive just because of the support that you're giving tonight. So please, if you have it in you and you can make another contribution tonight, we're so close to hitting our goal. Joe's going to be a little upset of all the money we raised tonight with that 100% match, but I know he's thankful for each and every one of you here. So if you wouldn't mind, 1 more flight, 2 more flights, 4 more flights is all you need to do to help so many people. It's emotional. It's amazing to see kind of the love, the warmth, the family feel that radiates through this Zoom right now. We're not in person. We're not in Connecticut or Long Island or in Boston, but we're here on Zoom and are able really to share an amazing moment together as a group of people here to support PALS. So again, I greatly appreciate everyone being here. We hope that next year we will see you all live and in person. But again, please, please, please take some time. Talk it over with your spouse. Maybe it's 5 or 10 more flights that you could give tonight. That support would mean so much for everyone here tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure. It is an honor. I so sincerely thank you for spending an hour of your time on your Friday with us this evening. Thank you so much. And I want to go out. We kind of came in with a bang. It's a celebration. I know it got a little emotional over the time hearing about Azrin and Hadley and some of the amazing patients that we had the privilege of flying here at PALS. But I want to go ahead and start off again, finish the way we started off with a little happy birthday, because it really is a celebration. And we could not have made it 10 years without the help and support of all of you. So I know you were not that excited to dance and clap those hands in the beginning, but now, since you donated some money to an amazing cause, let's clap those hands. Let's have some fun. Let's celebrate right now. It is a birthday celebration, so we're gonna go back and highlight you a little bit right now. I wanna kind of spotlight all of the amazing supporters we have here tonight. So go ahead, clap those hands, have some fun, show some excitement on this amazing day where we have been able to make a real difference in someone's life, all because of you. So thank you so much all for being here. I know we have some crazy dancers out there. Brian, I see you dancing out there. Pilots know how to dance. That's how we do it. Dogs know how to dance too. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, it has been a privilege, a pleasure, and honor. My name is Scott. I was your captain. We are successfully touching down and landing tonight. Again, thank you all for being here. And again, if you decide tomorrow morning or later in the week you want to give, you have all the information right in front of you, right there in the chat, that you can make an amazing contribution and help out tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you do. And if there's anything you need from our team, go ahead and call the PALS office for any support you need. If you want to make a credit card donation or send a check, you can absolutely do that as well. So one more time, let's give a great big round of applause for all of our supporters, all of our patients, all of our pilots, Brooke and Donna and the team that helped make this all possible. It couldn't be done without each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We greatly appreciate all of you being here again tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You are more than welcome to stay on and see all the amazing sponsors, as well as keep those contributions coming in. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you all real soon, and hopefully we'll see you again live and in person somewhere, hopefully next year, Boston, Connecticut, Long Island. Thank you all for being here, and again, thank you for all the support.